Does your son know or have an idea of how he may have contracted the virus?
Well, he's not certain. As you just said, he was working and filming inside clinics and doing interviews because he was there as a photojournalist, both inside clinics and outside the clinics. And he does remember an incident where he was helping spray chlorine and disinfectant on whether it was a chair or some vehicle that had been potentially exposed, and he remembers getting some of it in his face.
It's just such a mystery because, as you know, a lot of the Americans who have contracted Ebola, like Nancy Wright-Bowl, who is, thank goodness, now fine, are don't really know how they contracted it. So everyone's looking for any clue. I imagine as a doctor you are as well. How are your son's spirits right now, and how is his physical condition?
Well, his physical condition is stable. He's still in the early phases of the illness. So right now his symptoms are mainly he's feverish, he's got some chills, he has some muscle aches and pains, and he's very weak and tired. Those are all part of the early phase of the illness. So he hasn't progressed to any of the other more worrisome signs and symptoms. His spirits, I noticed this morning, were much better than they were yesterday, and I think a lot of that was once he realized he was going to come home. And that it was really a certainty that he was leaving Liberia and he was going to be air evacuated. I felt this morning his spirits were much better.
And in fact, he's going to be at one of the 4 American hospitals ready for an outbreak such as this, as he's going to Nebraska. We've seen the cases of people like Nancy Wright-Bowl, who I just mentioned, and also Kent Brantley, who contracted Ebola in Africa. They were treated in the United States. They're now doing fine. That must give you and your family some encouragement.
Yeah, very much so. In fact, I've talked to a number of people today at the CDC, and just in general, I've talked with people, and I have a fairly optimistic outlook on his prognosis. A lot of the reasons that people are dying from Ebola is from dehydration because of the intense fluid loss, especially in an area where they're under-resourced, and they don't really have the option to give a lot of intravenous fluids, which is, for us here in the United States and in developed countries, is just a common resource that we take for granted. And in cultures that are under-resourced, that's a rare commodity. So the fact that when people are airlifted back, that's so readily available, and you can give them and replace the fluid they're losing, it seems to be associated with a very good outcome.